What if Odin opened Wano? What if one decision changed the entire One Piece world? Imagine a timeline where Kaido never ruled Wano, Yamato never idolized Odin, and the Great Pirate Era never even began. That's the alternate reality we're exploring today. Wano is one of the most iconic and mysterious locations in One Piece. It's the land of samurai, closed off from the rest of the world for centuries. But what if Odin changed that? What if he opened the borders and stayed to protect his people? This single choice creates a ripple effect that changes everyone. Ace, Luffy, Yamato, Roger, everything. So grab your popcorn, because this is about to get wild. Odin stays and saves Wano. Let's kick things off with Odin's big decision. In this timeline, Odin comes back to Wano after his adventures with Roger. Instead of leaving again to help Roger find Laugh-Tale, he senses something's wrong in his homeland and decides to stay. This is a game changer. Odin rallies his loyal samurai, Kinemon, Kiku and the gang, and leads an all-out rebellion against Orochi. With his charisma and raw strength, Odin takes back control of Wano and becomes the shogun. But it doesn't stop there. Odin knows that Wano's isolation is holding his people back, so he does the unthinkable. He opens the borders. For the first time in centuries, Wano becomes part of the world. This means no more Kaido, no more tyranny, and no more suffering for the people of Wano. Kaido, who never gets his foothold in Wano, is left wandering the seas, clashing with pirates and marines. Eventually, he's captured by the world government again, and this changes everything for Yamato. Odin's decision creates a Wano that thrives in peace, but at a cost. Because Odin stayed, he never fulfilled his promise to Roger, setting off a chain of bittersweet consequences. Yamato becomes a marine. Here's where things get really interesting. Without Kaido ruling Wano, Yamato grows up in a completely different environment. She never idolizes Odin, because Odin is alive and well in Wano. Instead, when Kaido is captured by the world government, Yamato is taken in by none other than Garp. Garp sees Yamato's potential immediately. She's strong, determined, and full of fire, just the kind of person Garp loves to train. Under his guidance, Yamato becomes an unstoppable marine, mastering Haki at a level that rivals the admiral's. She's not just Kaido's kid anymore. She's a force to be reckoned with. But there's a catch. The world government sees Yamato as a perfect propaganda tool. They use her story, Kaido's daughter turned marine, to push their narrative. Behind the scenes, though, they never give her the recognition she deserves. Her rank stays lower than her accomplishments, and she starts to see the cracks in the system she serves. This version of Yamato is very different from the one we know. She's loyal to Garp, but torn between justice and her growing doubts about the world government. Her journey becomes a clash between her ideals and the harsh realities of the system she's a part of. Oh, and did I mention she fights Ace? Yeah, that happens. Ace versus Yamato. Let's talk about Ace. In this timeline, he's still out there, doing his thing, sailing the seas and chasing his dreams. But his path crosses with Yamato, and it's not pretty. Ace and Yamato meet under very different circumstances than in the original timeline. Yamato is a marine now, loyal to Garp, and determined to uphold justice. Ace, on the other hand, is still a fiery pirate with a chip on his shoulder. When these two clash, it's like watching two forces of nature go head-to-head. Their fight is epic. Haki clashes, fiery explosions, and that classic One Piece tension where neither side wants to back down. What makes this battle so emotional, though, is the mutual respect that starts to form between them. Ace sees Yamato's strength and drive, and Yamato can't help but admire Ace's unwavering determination. But here's the thing, they're still on opposite sides. No matter how much they respect each other, Yamato is a marine, and Ace is a pirate. Their fight ends in a draw, but it sets up a complicated relationship that could go either way in the future. This clash is a turning point for both characters. Ace starts to question what justice really means, and Yamato begins to wonder if she's on the right side. Roger's legacy and Ace's journey, Odin's decision to stay in Wano, has a huge impact on Roger's journey. Because Odin isn't there to guide the crew to Laugh-Tale, Roger's dream of finding the One Piece is never realized. Instead, Roger succumbs to his illness, leaving behind a bittersweet legacy. Before he dies, though, Roger leaves a heartfelt message for his unborn son, Ace. He asks his crew to protect his family, and Shanks and Buggy step up as surrogate big brothers. This changes everything for Ace. Without the burden of being the Pirate King's son, Ace grows up happier and freer. He's not weighed down by expectations or hatred from the world. Instead, he's raised by Rouge and guided by Shanks, who teaches him the basics of swordsmanship and haki. But Ace doesn't stay home forever. Inspired by his father's message, he sets out to find the One Piece, not to become the Pirate King, but to honor Roger's dream. His journey becomes a quest for meaning, legacy, and adventure. Luffy and Yamato's journey. Meanwhile, Luffy's story takes a completely different turn. In this timeline, Garp introduces Luffy to Yamato, hoping her influence will inspire Luffy to become a Marine. Luffy and Yamato hit it off immediately. Luffy thinks Yamato is the coolest person ever, and Yamato sees potential in Luffy that reminds her of herself. She drags him along on a mini-adventure, hoping to show him the ropes and convince him to join the Marines. This journey is full of classic One Piece chaos. Together, they rescue Kobe from Alvida and take on small-time pirates, but Luffy's free spirit keeps clashing with Yamato's marine ideals. The saddest part? Luffy never meets Zoro in this timeline. Zoro, who would have been Luffy's first crewmate, is executed by Axe Hand Morgan after refusing to beg for mercy. This loss creates a void in Luffy's story, making his journey feel incomplete. The Marineford Showdown, the climax of this alternate timeline, comes when Buggy is captured by the Marines and sentenced to execution. Shanks, who's been raising Ace all these years, decides to break him out, leading to an epic showdown at Marineford. On one side, we've got Shanks, Ace, and Rayleigh launching a daring rescue mission. On the other side, we've got Garp, Yamato, and Sengoku trying to maintain order. Rayleigh goes all out, destroying everything in his path to create a diversion. Meanwhile, Shanks and Ace manage to free Buggy, but not without consequences. In the chaos, Ace accidentally injures Luffy, who's watching the battle unfold. Garp, furious, goes after Ace, but Shanks is forced to intervene. In a heartbreaking twist, Shanks stabs Garp to protect Ace, leaving Luffy devastated. Garp dies in Luffy's arms, making Luffy promise to join the Marines and carry on his legacy. This moment is a turning point for everyone involved. Luffy, Ace, Yamato, they all walk away from Marineford changed forever. And that's how one decision, ODEN opening WANO, changes everything. WANO thrives in peace, but the ripple effects reshape the entire world of One Piece. Yamato becomes a Marine, Ace takes up Roger's legacy, and Luffy is left torn between freedom and duty. So, what do you think? Is this timeline better or worse than the original? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more crazy One Piece theories. Thanks for watching, and as always, set sail for your dreams.